Oh, guys, what's going on? And welcome in. Welcome into the stream. As I have game 5 of the ALCS on my screen, getting ready for the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Wade team has won every game this series. So we're going to find out what happens here shortly. First pitch should be in about 10 minutes, and we're going to look to live bet this game. We're going to wait until the first inning ends, top and bottom first inning, and then we'll look to jump into this. It's been a really crazy series since it shifted to Seattle. Wasn't expecting the away team to win every game, but that's just kind of how it goes. So we got Joe Davis and John Smoltz on the call, and that'll be up here in a little bit. Make myself a bit smaller. We're going to jump through, look at some DFS. I don't know about you guys. I have a gimme pick over here on Underdog. Change any pick to 0, which is really nice. We also have a 30% profit boost for the MLB. We also have, the Dodgers game coming up a little bit later. So we're going to look for some value to see if we can find anything. Specifically, because we got that profit boost right now, guys, I'm just going to look to see, because we have the clock's ticking, can we cook up anything at all? And this is going to be the 8 and play later. So it doesn't look like we have any baseball that's showcasing, which kind of stinks, right? Again, we have 2 games right now that if we can get this done in the next 10 minutes, it's definitely worth our time. But the problem is we might not have any value out there at all. Joey, what's going on? Just dropped a new video, guys, on the channel about 45 minutes ago. Take a look at it. It's an arbitrage betting strategy video, so give it a watch. Obviously, a near and dear strategy to my heart. So we're just looking at some underdog value because we do have a gimme pick for the next 4 days, guys. $10 max wager. I can change anything to a pick to 0. So, you could run a 2-pick strategy here. You could run a 3-pick. If you want to make this a little crazy, you want to go with a 6-pick and just know that one of your picks is a guaranteed winner, you could do that as well. Some different strategies that we can employ. But at the moment, using DGF's AI slip generator, all this tool does is just kind of search and scan all the best plays out there. I don't, seeing where we're getting value, there's nothing like I'm really in love with here. Maybe I would pump out the Heichel play, go with Daniels and Ayton. So maybe we could do that as well. That's all what's going on. Trent, Jay, Clay, the Pan Man Z. What's going on? Check PrizePicks, please. Yeah, we can definitely check out PrizePicks. Obviously, you have some different things going on, guys, with this baseball game starting soon. Looks like we have a 6-pick entry over here right now. Again, if I don't share, anything that I bet, guys, from DGF, I share links in the chat. So if I don't share a link, I don't bet it. Someone asked that yesterday. I didn't get a chance to answer them. But, normally I'm not going after 6-pick entries. It's just not, it's too much variance for me. I like to stick to 3 picks. If I look for a 3-pick entry here, this is 3.5%. Again, we're looking at Jaden Daniels. We were looking at the under on Underdog at like 288.5. We looked to bet the over on his passing and rushing yards on PrizePicks. Try to hit that middle, right? You could. That's a very sound strategy. Today's the last day of the NBA preseason, so starting Tuesday, we're going to be back to 2 streams every weekday, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday or Tuesday through Friday. It's going to be Monday through Friday, but I'm not going to start the 2 streams a day until Tuesday when the NBA officially starts. We're going to be looking in the morning streams for, World Series value, NFL, college football, NHL. And then as we go to the evening streams, it's going to be a lot of NBA player props with some NHL player props as well. But we have this play over here. I'm okay with this. This is fine. This is CS2 Go. So I'll throw this up over here on PrizePicks. Again, 1-click bet feature. And Jaden Daniels got bumped up 1 yard. I'm still okay with it. It's fine. If we're looking for some Major League Baseball stuff here, guys, popular. Doesn't look like they're really. I know there's a Flex Friday, guys. I already used my Flex Friday slip. Doesn't look like they're offering any crazy stuff, like any good promos, at least for myself. So we're just going to rock this 3-pick entry over here. It's a power entry. I'm not crazy. We're just going to rock this for $20 right now. I'll go ahead and submit this. And then I'll go ahead and share this out there with you guys. I'll share this link right now. Let me pull this off to the side. This is that 3-pick entry over here on PrizePicks. Pretty much only playing 3-pick entries. What's up, Dr. Slips? How are you, man? Nothing for baseball, Pam. I mean, Pam, it's not, brother, it's not like there's nothing for baseball. There just isn't any value right now. Like, I'm not making a slip just to make a slip. You're in the wrong stream if you're looking for that. So in terms of like actual value, like where we're getting a solid edge on a play, it appears, at least for DGF's AI slip generator, that's not the case. If I don't showcase a play, man, like I'm not forcing a slip to force a slip. I don't gamble. That's not my jam. I'm a sharp sports bettor. So like this play with Mookie, over on his singles, I don't really trust that any of these books are actually sharp to MLB singles, the markets. No Pinnacle, no FanDuel lines here. So Bryce Miller, Kevin Gausman. This is minus 117 on Pinnacle. It's minus 110 on FanDuel. We're getting it at minus 122 on a 3-pick. So this plays shit. This plays the same odds over on FanDuel. I deem FanDuel sharper on pitcher strikeouts than Pinnacle. So to me, this plays shit. So no, man. There isn't MLB value. If there is MLB value, I'll shout it out. Trust me. But I'm not just putting a slip together just because there's a baseball game going on. That's just not how I do things. So UNC Bowl was great. Darius, nice to hear that, brother. Nice to hear that. Anton says, thank you for the John New FanDuel play. Appreciate that. You know what? I was a little disappointed, though. I thought we were going to at least make like $100. I don't know about you guys. I got a $60 bonus bet, it's better than nothing, but it wasn't incredible. But, $60 is $60. We'll look to turn that $60 into a lot more. Bryce Miller again here on strikeouts for the underdog. It's really good to Pinnacle, but I don't like this compared to FanDuel. So I don't like this play. And it's not because these plays are just in red, guys. I like to inspect these. Like this is 10 cents with Suarez. Yeah. Okay. It's like not great. So there isn't much here with baseball that I'm like really excited about. I know there's boosts out there, guys, but I'm not going to like that. Like that's like a lot of people feel like they have a boost and they have to put a play together. But what they don't realize is that with the correlation nerf, the boost that you're putting on top of this doesn't make the slip EV at all. It still could be a negative EV slip. So I don't see much going on over here. Let's take a look at better. We'll look at Fliff, and we'll just kind of bounce around a little bit. Yeah, John, I was really disappointed. I thought it was going to be somewhere between $100 to $300, and it didn't turn out to be that. Looks like a little adjustment in payout here, guys. Is better has 6-man insured plays. So the best odds per play is 6-man insureds. But again, 5-man insureds are only 1 cent difference. So I'd rather play 5-man slips with insurance. They're making a big deal about Julio Rodriguez batting leadoff for the first time since July. But I'm pretty sure he knows how to step in the batter's box and look for balls and strikes. Better 5-man slip here. So Quinn Hughes. The assist play here, this is minus 170 on Pinnacle. I like that. Caleb Williams. Yeah, not really. This is 2 cents off, so I don't like this play. Clayton Keller looks like assists for NHL. Hughes, Keller, I can get down with this. Again, the Rico Dowdle, Cameron Dickey play, there's no Pinnacle here. It's plus 112, 13.5. We're getting this at minus 121. You'd have to make a projection on your own. If FanDuel had a Rico Dowdle line of 15.5, I don't think we'd be getting much of a value here. Again, that's just, you're going to have to base that on your own, but not really. So I'm not all that surprised that there isn't enough here for me on better to make a slip, guys. There just isn't. Like I mentioned before, we are going to live bet this baseball game. I am going to wait until the first inning ends, and then we'll place a bet. Our middle bet didn't hit yesterday in the Dodger game, but the initial EV bet of under 4.5 was a great choice because they only scored 2 runs. But this series has me really nervous. I normally like to bet unders. This series, I don't like. I'm really scared about betting unders because both teams have some potent offenses. We're looking at Fliff at the moment. Again, there's no Pinnacle odds here. So, I don't really take any of these plays seriously. I'll look at FanDuel. But again, these are all really juicy plays. So, if you don't want to see juicy plays, you want to go minus 150 to plus 200, you can do that. Obviously, we're going to have a very condensed amount. You can get this Bryce Miller play under 3.5. I like this compared to Pinnacle. This is a very good play. I think it's a little bit more higher EV edge. I know he's about to throw his first pitch, but this is over 20 cents off to Pinnacle. Under 3.5 hits allowed, minus 145 on Fliff. I would bet this if you have a Fliff account. If we're looking at the money line plays here, on this Vikings money line, it's just slim edge. I don't know if it's enough. Yeah, John, goal scorers have been hitting. A lot's been going on. We're going to look at FanDuel here as George Springer's about to step into the box. We'll take a look at parlay play, and we'll look at DraftKings pick 6. But yes, NHL has been very hot for me to start. It's been like that for a minute. It's been awesome. So it's nice to see that as well. And if you guys are filtering in, appreciate you hanging out with me for the next hour or so. Tomorrow's stream will be at 11 a.m. Eastern. Sunday's stream will be at 11 a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow's going to be a very heavy college football focused play with parlay play at the moment here, guys. Don't see enough that I'm all excited about. So there's not enough for me to make a slip there. Let's look at DraftKings pick 6. And we're starting to see, obviously, you're going to see NBA lines for Tuesday and Wednesday pop open. First pitch is now fully underway here in Game 5. That's an outside strike. It's an outside strike. Okay. I mean, it looks like it caught the corner, but Kevin Durant, this is where I believe, guys, FanDuel's very sharp for NBA player props. You'll see me go after them for the NHL and for the NFL, but for NBA, I deem them a very sharp sports book with player props. So I really put a lot of respect on FanDuel when I look at their player props. So, this is all, again, guys, what you believe in. You talk to different people, there's going to be different beliefs, right? This is just since I've been using the tool for 4 years, just not really what I'm looking for. So, again, not much here at all. If we jump over to the arbitrage tool, on yesterday's stream, we hit an arbitrage play up on the stream. Right? This is just going to be a pretty easy setup with your arbitrage. Pick the sports books that you have. I literally just dropped a video 45 minutes ago on my YouTube channel. Go watch it. It walks through the arbitrage betting strategy and best practices, answers FAQs. So check that out. It's a condensed video that talks about this strategy. Pick the sports books that you have accounts with. I don't use any minimum maximum odds range because I don't care. I'm just day trading the books. I'm hedging my bet, having the winner and the loser, so it doesn't matter to me. For pregame, I like to go maximum 10% ROI with a minimum that's completely blank. And this is going to be dependent on you. Do you want to make 1% on your ARBs and higher? Do you only want 3% ARBs or higher? Or do you only want 5% ARBs? What's worth it to you? What's worth your time? So that's what would be my recommendation to set that there. DVIG settings, you can use OddsJam's recommended book weights. I like to use Pinnacle. I use sometimes OddsJam's recommended book weights. Not a big difference. Right? I like to go after main markets, player props. I stay away from alt markets. You want to go after NFL, MLB, basketball, you could do that all right here. Date ranges for today, and we just show the results, right? The more sports books that you have accounts with, the more profitable opportunities there are. So this is between Bovada and MGM. Shohei over on his strikeouts. Again, when the plus odds number is larger than the minus odds number, 175 is bigger than 140, you can make dough here. You can day trade these books. OddsJam software is going to provide a 3-second refresh on checking the odds on these books when you click on a play. They're checking every 3 seconds to make sure that these odds are still out there. So you can make almost an over 5% return off of your investment. The more money that you invest with this strategy, the more money that you can make. So how much money should you put in your sports books? As much as you responsibly can, because you're going to just make more money. It's pretty simple. You put 100 on MGM, 60 on Bovada, you're in for $160. If the over hits, you make $165 back, so $5 in profit. The under hits, you get paid $171, so $11 in profit. You want to bet more money? You're going to make more money. It's a 5% return on your investment. It's very simple. The amount of money that you staked, you're making 5.30% return off of it. So if you don't have Bovada and BetMGM, no problem. Maybe you have FanDuel and BetMGM. Also, guys, when you see BetMGM on this Ohtani play showing up multiple times, BetMGM is the sports book that you want to go place this bet with right now. As you can see, they just updated their odds. When one sports book is matching to a bunch of other sports books, that one sports book, in this case MGM, has their prices, they're off. And again, you don't have all day to place bets with these. What a catch by Suarez. Wow, what an over-the-shoulder basket catch he made right there. 2 outs in the first. So now this play's gone, right? And so, you want to make sure that when you're getting ready to arbitrage bet, you sit down, you log into this on your phone, you log in on your laptop, you get ready to go, and then you start to hunt for plays. In this case, I'm not logged into Bovada or MGM, so I am not in a very good spot right now to attack that Ohtani play. But these plays update all throughout the day, okay? All throughout the day. So you see this with Bovada. They're still showing Ohtani over 7.5 strikeouts. You see they're matching up with Pinnacle, 4CX, Bet 105. Looks like that's a gapper. It's going to be a two-bagger for Vlad. This means that Bovada's price is way off. When you see one book matching with multiple other sports books, this sports book is the one that's off. So you want to go place that bet over at Bovada first, because they're going to be the ones that are going to realize that their price is off, right? Little just tips and tricks when it comes to arbitrage. So I'm not going to place any bets here at the moment, but again, it's a great strategy. I mentioned this yesterday, guys. I have some different coaching packages as we're going to jump into the EV tool. We're looking at anytime goal scores for the NHL. For those of you that want to know the filter setup, it's not a secret. I'm very transparent on the streams. It's a -150 to +250 odds range. I have different coaching programs available if you want to work with me one-on-one, or if you want to, my newest package that I'm offering is a group class session. First class starts October 29th. It's 1 hour call once every 2 weeks for 3 months. So it's 6 calls in total. And it's a group classroom setting where you can ask me questions one-on-one and we can work through various different sports betting strategies, what I look for, how I look for. You don't have to have OddsJam software. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll drop a link here where you guys can take a look at that group call. And also, if you just want to book just a 30-minute discovery call with me, it's free. You can book a free 30-minute call with me to find out, if you want to just chat with me and see what's going on. You can book that call as well with me, or it's a discovery call. We just kind of learn a little bit more about you, where you live, what sports books you have, what books you're limited on, which strategies you want to use. Are you more into live betting, pregame betting? Is it ARBs? Is it EV? Is it DFS? What are you looking for? You guys can go ahead and book a free 30-minute call with me here. Set up a time on my calendar, and we can chat. Okay, so this is pretty much the sauce, right? We're using Pinnacle. We're using additive. That's it. So here at the moment, I like to go after plays that are over 3% EV edge. We had Cole Caulfield cash for us. We had Pavel D with Vegas cash for us. So we're looking at maybe Nick Schmaltz. Again, if you guys live in Vegas, hit this up on Circa. Anything that's above +225 odds is EV, so it's actually EV to FanDuel. But when we pump this in on FanDuel's odds on the calculator, you can see it's just a 1.5% edge. So I'm not going to attack this play with Jake DeBrusk. But Nick Schmaltz, I will. I definitely will. And while the liquidity is low for Pinnacle's limits, I've been betting these markets for 4 years. I got a lot of great historical data that tells me, we should lean on Pinnacle as a sharp book for anytime goal scores for the NHL. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Pretty simple. Now, I could also use a different strategy here, guys. Instead of putting my cold hard cash up on this play, we could turn the Jonnu Smith $60 bonus bet, and I could just put it on this. And I love to put it on a long shot underdog. This isn't that crazy of a long shot underdog. We're looking at the Sharks and the Mammoth, or rest in peace, my old Arizona Coyotes. And we're just going to come over here on Schmaltz at +240. And as you can see, I have a $60 bonus bet because we hit on Jonnu Smith. Bingo. We hit them last night. So there we go. We'll throw a $60 bonus bet. Now I can turn the $60 bonus bet into $144 cash, right? Not my own money. I made money on the Jonnu play. Now let's see if this hits. We're going to make $144 cash. I like that. It's kind of more up my alley. So all I'll just do here is I'll click the plus sign on the bet tracker. Bonus bet. They wanted me to bet 70. I'm just going to bet 60. That's cool. And there we go. That's how I like to use my bonus bets. We either put parlays together, or we're going to go ahead and throw this on a long shot, anytime goal score. If you want to go over to Bovada, I'm okay with the Tom Wilson play. Again, we need odds above +223. So there isn't really any other sports books that are out there, okay, that we can utilize this. Also, if you're someone that has no VIG or Profit X, you can easily just go ahead and create a wager that's like +229. Offer the under odds at like -229. And you might be able to get your order filled, right? Using the exchanges, these exchanges like Profit X and no VIG, you can create odds and plays whenever you want, however you want. So I would probably just go over there and try that, right? Same with Nick Schmaltz. If you have the exchanges, I would just go set this up for like a +238, +239, and just go ahead and create a play. You can do this with all of these guys. It's kind of a tip. You can take any play and create whatever odds you want. So I would just use the EV tool and just do that a bunch of times. Get your orders filled. How to do the promo converter my bankroll too low to pass up. Anton, no problem, man. Listen, you don't, by the way, I mean, you can do what Anton does, right? So what you can also do, guys, is we can come over to the converter, right? The little convert tool. And we could say, listen, I got a $60 bonus bet over here on FanDuel, right? And we can convert this. I can put my $60 bonus bet on the Mammoth at -3.5 at +480. I could put this over at Fanatics. You know, if you guys are limited on Fanatics, just come over here, guys, to the filter button and say, yo, I can't do Fanatics, Billy. And say, okay, cool. Well, we could do this on MGM, right? And we can convert 76% of this $60 bonus bet into guaranteed profit. Now, you have to have $240 cash, right? But if I take 70 times 0.7619, that's $45.71, just like it is right here. So if the heavy favorite, Sharks +3.5, this bet wins over on MGM, you're going to receive your $240 back plus $45.71. If the Mammoth win this game 5-0 or 4-0, the bet loses on MGM, but you're going to get your $240 back on FanDuel plus $48. You're going to convert that bonus bet into guaranteed profits. So that's the very low risk conservative approach, or you could just do what I did, which is a high risk approach, which is just put it on a long shot underdog, right? So this is a couple different options. Now, Anton, I'm glad that you brought that up because it's an easy way to kind of go through that. You can use the promo converter tool, guys. If you go over to DraftKings and you're like, hey, I got a bunch of $25 bonus bets or $20 bonus bets, like set the sports books, pick the sports books that you have accounts with, guys. You know, I'm in Arizona, so it's going to be a little different from wherever you live. And you can just convert these into 60 to 80% of the actual bonus bet money into guaranteed cash. Now, you have to have some capital to put up on the other side, right? Because we're hedging our bets, just like arbitrage, but you can do it. And so we don't talk about the promo converter tool a lot, but when you have these bonus bets, this is another option that you can utilize. Let's come back over to the EV tool. And looks like, whoa, off the glove of Barger. Big Dumper's getting around the bases, and he's in the second. Almost was a great catch, but Big Dumper's in the second. And again, we like to wait until the first inning's over because sometimes some crazy shit happens, and I just like to chill. But we'll set that up. I have this other EV filter set up ready to go, guys, for Major League Baseball. So we can just kind of click the play button, and then we can come back to this, right? I'm not going to bet these plays now, but I've already prepped and ready to go. Let's look at some college football lines right now. So something that I lean on very heavily, guys, with college football, we got a couple top 25 teams in action, Miami, and then what was it? Minnesota plays. It's a Big Ten matchup tonight. I can't remember the other team. But what we can do here, I like to lean on Bookmaker as my sharp sports book for college football. On game day, they take way more. Their liquidity is way higher, much higher than Pinnacle. So I like to lean on them. So let's come over here to some markets. Let's go like a -200. If you guys have questions about sports betting strategies, sports books, deposits, all that stuff, just email me or DM me. Right? I answer everybody. So don't hesitate to reach out and ask. And then let's clear this out and let's look at college football. We'll also look at, obviously, the Dodger game as well for some player props. And we're looking at today. Okay. So San Jose State +3.5 against Utah State. So Pinnacle's taking $15,000 on this play. And we would say, well, that's a lot of money. Okay. So I'm just going to go, and I mentioned this before to you guys. You can sign up with a Bet Online and a bookmaker, and you don't have to deposit. You can create an account with these guys, and then you can just go ahead and find this game, and you can see, like, you can learn the limits, like how much is bookmaker taking? Because obviously we don't know this. OddsJam doesn't have the liquidity for some of these other offshore books. Okay, so if I come over here and look at football, and I'm just looking at the games for today, San Jose State +3.5. At the moment, we actually want to use Pinnacle here because San Jose State +3.5 on bookmaker is only $10,600 on bookmaker, and Pinnacle's taking $15,000. So this is one of those rare times where Pinnacle's taking more money. So Pinnacle's at +102. I would lean more Pinnacle here. So this play is okay on ESPN Bet. It's not ideal, but I would still probably take it. Dr. Slip's like, where do I keep my money when moving in between books? I mean, if it's domestic books, I just keep it. I keep it in the bank account. If it's like offshore, I use Coinbase for everything. Everything I use is Coinbase. So, that's something, guys, that you can learn is when you start to use the global offshore sports books. I just keep the money in the books offshore, and then just kind of move the money there. That's one thing you can do. But yeah, I mean, if it's FanDuel and ESPN bet, if I need to put some money in the funds, it just comes from the bank account, and otherwise it just comes from Coinbase. You guys can use Robinhood or PayPal or, any of those other places that use crypto. I'm just a Coinbase guy. If you find another place like you can use something other than Coinbase, but that's just all how I use it. Yeah, that's going to happen for sure. Arturo, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you as well. Yeah, Steven, had one-on-one with Billy this week. Total worth the investment if you're all about getting definitely. Appreciate that, Steven. Yeah, appreciate you, Steve. Yeah, Steve and I spoke on Tuesday, and it was a very good conversation, and I'm glad he found a lot of value with it. Hopefully get you on the fast track to success, my friend. Bet openly. This is a peer-to-peer sports book. There's only $24 in this play, so want to be careful here, guys. Like, careful just in terms of, like, you got to go just grab this play. Like, I'm not gonna sweat this one over here, but if I'm looking at the over-under on this play with San Jose State, and we're looking at the over 63. So Pinnacle's taking $5K. Bookmaker's only taking $3,200. And it just might be with this. I think these are Mountain West teams, so that just might be a Mountain West thing. So, you always want to lean on the sports book that has more liquidity. Okay. The example that I love to give for those of you that are new to sports betting, you're like, bro, who cares about liquidity? Well, it's the same thing if I looked at you and I said, hey, listen, like, I want to bet on the Mariners. They're going to win the baseball game tonight. You're like, dude, let's make a bet. I love the Blue Jays. How much you want to bet? And I'm like, I'll bet you $1. And you're like, dude, $1? Like, what are you, a chicken? Like, dude, come on. That's it? I don't have a lot of confidence if I'm looking to bet the Mariners for $1. But if I told you I'd be willing to bet $100,000 on the Mariners, that shows how much confidence that I have in my play, right? It's the same thing with the sports books. The more money that these sports books take on a play, the more confidence that they have in the line or the odds that they're posting. So we want to lean on that sports book that's taking the most money out of all these other books as our most confident book. We get out of this first inning here, guys. No score. We'll peep over here the live tool just to see. The filter set up here, guys, with live. It's a simple, right? We can do minus 200. I can take this up to maybe up 150 again. I like 150. 3% minimum EV edge. I want minimum 3% EV edge. I ain't taking no bullshit 1% plays here. It's live betting. We're live betting main markets. I want 3% edge. You guys can live bet player props. I'm not much of a live betting player prop baseball kind of guy. It's just not my jam. And then that's pretty much it. We can also just deselect this and just select MLB. And you can see the pause play button here. I have selected, so it's kind of flickering back and forth. And we're just waiting for plays to pop up, right? I'm not logged into actually many of these sports books, but that's okay. And even though I'm limited on BetMGM, I can still get live betting down for Major League Baseball. I can still bet like $100. So it's still very much worth my time. So nothing's popping up here at the moment. We'll just come back to it here in a little bit. Let's take a look at some MLB player props for the Dodger game and see what we have. My favorite Dodgers. Been a lifelong fan for the past 2 weeks, and they could sweep the Brewers. I'm kind of hoping the Brewers can get back in the series. We'll see. Let's go for today. Let's look at. We'll leave the percentages blank. What do we got here? Yeah, we're good here. Let's make sure we use Pinnacle as a sharp. All right, Shohei, over on his strikeouts. I do normally like to bet, I like FanDuel as a sharp, but this might be too good to pass up. Shohei over 7.5 Ks. This is almost a low hold to Pinnacle. I got to sprinkle something on this one. You can get this over Bovada at 155. This is really, really, really good. Now, with the line movement here, guys, there's not a lot of line movement here, but this is something that I got to sprinkle a little something on here. We're already here on FanDuel. Again, if you want to put your your Jonnu Smith bonus bet on here. Totally fine with that. Main lines for this, I'm really in terms of mainline pitcher strikeouts. I've talked about them before with FanDuel, but I do like to go after them sometimes with alternate Ks. So the main line for Ohtani, 6.5. So we're just going to look for him to bet to get 8. And it moved to 152. So I'm not going to make me go. I'm just going to throw 100 on this, guys. But I do like this. It's a little sprinkle here on Ohtani to get 8 strikeouts. I don't mind that at all. I went from 154 to 152. It's still very good, though. I'm fine with this. All right, second inning's up here. Again, you can get this over here. Bovada. Player bases, though. Ohtani on the batting side to go under 1.5 on Props Builder. This is still 20 cents off the bookmaker, and it's FanDuel thinks it should be a different price here. But you can obviously arb this between Fanatics and Props Builder. Let's take a look at this on the under. Props Builder jumped up a lot recently. Bit of a movement from bookmaker as well within the last couple of minutes. Still, though, it's over 20 cents off to FanDuel, or 20 cents off to Pinnacle and bookmaker. FanDuel, if they had odds on the under here, guys, they would offer this at probably like maybe minus 105 or plus odds. But I'm okay with jumping over to Props Builder and grabbing this play. I don't mind that. So let me go over here and grab this. I'm just going to go over to Bet Online. I can't show me actually placing the bet here, guys, because it is a global offshore sports book, but trust me, I'm getting this in. Am I going 350 on this one? No, I'm not going 350. That's a little too bullish for me. I do put a little respect on what FanDuel's got going on here and the recent movement. But we're going to take Ohtani over on strikeouts, but his under on his total bases. And I'm probably going to go for maybe like 125, 150 here. The max I can put is 200 down. Let's just go 125. I want to. Normally, guys, with player props, I normally tread softly when it comes to just my wager sizes. I don't always bet the edge. Sometimes I'm maybe under betting my edge. What else do we have here? Perkins to not get a base. This just moved from minus 110 to minus 120. This is still good over a Props Builder or ESPN bet at minus 115. Yeah, this is a very good edge, and I'm already over here. So Perkins, this is a very good play. I would go crazy on this one for sure. I can go like 220. So I'm going to take that one for sure. This is on Props Builder, which you guys can use rebet on. You can use some different books with. It moved to minus 124. Get the... damn it. Minus 124 isn't nearly as good. It's about a 3% edge, and I would want to put a little bit less on this. So I'm just going to go 150 now at minus 124. It's moving, but okay. That's unfortunate. And we're going to track that over here on OJ. Exodus wallet to purchase. Appreciate that. By the way, guys, this is for everyone here in the chat that's watching, don't be afraid to, if you guys want to share insights with each other, you guys are all in a similar boat compared to at least my buddies. All my buddies have no idea what sharp sports betting is. So don't be afraid if you want to share tips, share strategies. It's what it's all about. You guys are able to connect with one another and kind of, if you're willing to share tips and insights, you'll find out there's a lot of people that will share with you. What a catch by Rivas there on a line drive up the middle. We got anything yet? The under 2.5 first half total runs. Can we log in over on MGM? I might not be able to bet much over here on MGM. The under 2.5. This looks very good. It's an ARB. It's an ARB to Pinnacle at minus 105. It's now at minus 110. I'm still fine with that. Let's go to innings. No, we'll go back to totals. Totals, first 5. It's under 2.5. Minus 110. Is that still good? Okay, they only let me bet 115.03 because I'm limited. Let's see if we can get this, though. 115.03 over on MGM. First 5 innings under 2.5. Love betting some unders. I do love unders in playoff baseball. It takes forever with MGM, guys. If you know, you know. MGM takes 10 years. But we do get this under 2.5 at minus 110 odds. And I'm very happy with that. It's an arb to pinnacle. So that's always a green light. And there it is. So the plus odds are larger than the minus odds, guys. You can hit this up on DraftKings as well. This is a very good play. Now, obviously, you know, if the Blue Jays, you know, get a couple guys on and hit a 3-run bomb, or there's a bunch of runs scored in the next couple of innings, it's not a good play, but I'm okay with it. Mariners first half money line. This looks very good over at FanDuel. It's 3%. It's not as good as the under 2.5. So if you're picking one, I'd rather go with the under 2.5. Again, though, guys, you're going to go to first 5 innings. This is at minus 130. Now it's an arb. It's at minus 125. Minus 136. This is all over the place. It's still very good. But we're in. We're in on this at minus 136 odds, guys. $250 Mariners first 5 innings money line. So understand, guys, when we're betting first 5 innings, it's the first 5. Once we get to the 6th inning, this game's over. The bet's over. If the score's tied, then we just get our money back. It's a push, right? So we have some insurance here. When Mariners don't have to be in the lead. We would like for them to be in the lead, but they don't have to be in the lead. And as you can see, guys, this is now at minus 146 because we got the 3rd out in the 2nd inning. Mariners are coming to bat. So obviously we put ourselves in a bit of a spot here, right? We need there to be 2 runs or less scored in the first 5 innings. So we need the Mariners to be up 1-0, 2-0 to cash both bets. But I'm very happy with this play, getting this at minus 136 for a 250 spot. Again, I just don't tell you guys to place bets. I place the bets in front of you so that you can see that, like, I'm kind of legit. I just don't. I'm not like a lot of touts that tell you, hey, here's the card, but you don't see the actual slips. With these streams, you actually see me place the bets. So here we are. These are the 2 plays. Obviously, minus 115, we got it at minus 110. That's great. Minus 138, we got it at minus 136. Make sure I remove Onyx here, because you don't want to use Onyx, guys, for any of the live bets. Looks like, okay, it is removed, so that's cool. And then Bet Rivers and Bally Bet, guys, you don't need to have both these up, but I just keep them both up. But these are still out there, right? So if I see another play pop up on the under 2.5 or the Mariners first half money line, I'm not going to double down again. I'm very happy with where I'm at. And all you can do with live betting, guys, is place bets at the time you place them. Okay, so if the Mariners don't score a run here, but then the Blue Jays put up a 5 spot in the top of the 3rd, I mean, you made the best decision that you could at that time. That's betting. That's all you can do. So at this time, I'm still very happy with the decision. This is an arb to pinnacle. Every other sports book's way off, guys. If you want to bet this under over at MGM, this is a great play. Richard, well, this is live betting, so this is a little bit of an upscale price. But what I would do is come over here to OddsJam. See down right here in the bottom right-hand corner? This is where you can send a message and just say, yo, I want Platinum 1 week for free using code Billy35. And that's what you could just tell Randall. Say, Billy told me just tell him, hey, I can get Platinum 1 week for free with his code. And then send that over there, guys. And that's all you got to do. Randall or Nolan or anyone else over here in the OddsJam team, they'll be willing to help you out, right? That's how it goes. Now, if you guys are more into the sportsbook screen, you can do this as well, right? Where we can come over to the sportsbook screen. We've used this before in the past. It's a little bit more complicated, right? You want to look at the run line. You want to look at the money lines. We could just click on the Seattle game and say, okay, well, you know, do we see any value here on the money line? Not really. Minus 130 is okay, but that's not going to be Pinnacle's number. And at plus 109, the best odds we can get is plus 110. So again, it's not all that great. So, you know, these are different things that you can utilize with a live betting tool with OddsJam. And the NBA season starts Tuesday, guys. It's a really good time to go after it and use it. I would definitely make sure that you guys, you know, are utilizing this as much as you can. And to be honest, guys, for the month of October, betting playoff baseball has been a lot of fun. So one thing that I'll mention, again, just like to keep things very honest with you guys so you know that I'm not BSing you, because a lot of people in the sports betting industry don't keep it 100. They definitely don't keep it 100. So this is my picket as of 3 seconds ago. But live betting with baseball, pre-match betting baseball, obviously this is with the recreational books, so it's not with the offshores, but it's been really good. Really, really good in October. So just because it's playoff baseball and there's 1 or 2 games going on, you can still make really good money. And it looks like something happened. Eugenio! Let's go! Oh! Eugenio! Let's fucking go, boys! That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Now let's just kind of keep it like this. So our Mariners first half money line now looks incredible. Obviously, our under 2.5 might not look awesome. It's probably bumped up to 3.5 now. Yeah, it's moved to 3.5. But that's what we wanted, right? If to try to walk the tightrope of winning both bets, we need the Mariners to be in the lead. Obviously, I bet more in the Mariners game on the Mariners first half money line than the total. So we would prefer that the Mariners bet wins. And that's just because I'm limited on BetMGM. There we go. Yeah, Richard, I mean, the membership, there's various different packages with OddsJam, my friend. So I don't have all the prices off the top of my head, but I would definitely just reach out to the customer service team and they can kind of walk you through your different options and check them out. Speaking of the Sharp Money tool, this is another tool, guys, that we've been talking about a lot. And I like to give my honest takes on some of these tools with the Sharp Money tool in terms of, if it's awesome or if there's some plays that I don't like. So when we're looking at certain plays, and all I'm doing here, guys, again, you set your odds range to whatever you like. You don't have to go a plus minus 200, right? If you go anything above plus minus 200, it's pretty crazy. But if you want to keep this at, like, I don't know, maybe minus 150 and put this at like a plus 125, right? We could do that as well. And go after mainline markets and player props. So if we look at mainline markets for today, you can see that Pinnacle's limits over here on the left-hand side. So these 2 plays here for Miami on the spread, I don't like these plays. And it's not that Miami can't win by 17 points or this bet isn't any good. But from a sharp money perspective, Pinnacle's taking 20K on this play. So I don't have a ton of confidence in what's going on this play. By the way, we talked about like Miami, bookmakers taking $31,000 on this play. Okay, so bookmakers taking even more. If we get Miami at 10.5, they're taking 32K, right? So Pinnacle's taking 20K. Over here on Bookmaker, if I pull this play up, you could see Miami at minus 10.5. They're taking $32,400. Bookmaker is. So, just because there's $9,400 here, this is a shit play. I ain't playing this. No way. Now, a little different story, though, maybe with Nebraska and Minnesota. Pinnacle's only taken 3K. Again, this is why I highly advise that you guys grab accounts with BetOnline and Bookmaker, even if you don't plan on depositing crypto. You don't have to make a deposit over there. Just go ahead and create an account. Give your email address and get it set up. If we're looking at Nebraska and Minnesota on the over 47.5, Bookmaker is taking $5,700. Nice catch there by Barger. Appreciate you, bro, making that catch. So they're taking $5,700. Pinnacle's taking 3K. So once again, not really all crazy about this play because it's less than Bookmaker's limits. So none of these plays I think are any good from a sharp money perspective. I think these are all trash. But for player props, it's a little different story. There's less liquidity in player props. So if you start to see a $5,000 or $10,000 amount on player props, I think there could be some serious value here. So for the NHL with like Brandon Hagel, there's almost $5,000 out there on ProfitX. Somebody wants Brandon Hagel over 2.5 at plus 116 odds because they're offering $5K for you to bet the under at minus 116. So how this tool operates is it just looks at like, well, the sharp bettor wants Hagel over 2.5 at plus 116. What rec books are out there that we can get a better price? And that's the case here with a lot of rec books, all of them. Right? So if you believe that this bettor for $5,000 is really sharp, we believe that someone on this side It's not just a rich guy that's bored and is a big fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning. We think that this guy's a sharp bettor that likes to bet player props for the NHL. Then we would want to go bet this on MGM, or really DraftKings would be the first choice, or Bovada would be the first choice, then DraftKings. So that's kind of the idea here, right? When you see Pinnacle's limit here, they're only taking $250 on shots on goal. So all of these plays up here are almost $5,000. So the Hagel play, this Mikheyev play, like these would be plays I'd go after. Now down here, $400, $200, not enough money. Not enough here for me. But when you start to get into this range where this is like a 4 to 7x multiplier, then I can get interested in these plays. For me, it's all about multipliers, guys. What's Pinnacle's limit? Times that by how many X multipliers? And this is where you make rules for yourself. Using the sharp money tool, you're just going to flat bet. All right, I got a $100 unit size. I'm going to bet $100 if it's 4X or higher, or maybe 6X or higher. If it's 2X to 4X for player props, maybe I bet a half unit. If it's 5X multiplier or higher for player props, then I bet a full unit, right? And multiplier meaning what's Pinnacle's limit? What's the sharp money? Figure out the difference, the multiplier, and then that's how you base what you're going to bet on this. That's how it goes, right? So that's kind of a breakdown. Hopefully that explains it to anyone that's sharp money. Sharp money can be a little confusing because you're like, well, wait a minute. I thought like we'd look at Pinnacle, but the idea is with these exchanges, there's no limit. These guys can bet $1 trillion if they wanted to. So the idea is that these guys that have massive bankrolls in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, they don't want to bet $200 over at Pinnacle. So they want to put down 5 or 25K over at the exchanges, hoping to get most of their order filled, and we're looking to glean into that and find some sharp plays. All right, let's get back over here to the EV tool. Now, the only kind of crappy part, guys, with live betting baseball is there's not much else then, right? Like we bet the under, we bet the first half money line, we could bet the total runs, we could bet the regular money line or the run line, but for the most part, we're just kind of chilling. And normally with baseball, when you're betting run lines, if you're betting on the team that's favored, then you're betting a massive favorite. Or if you're betting the underdog, it's massive underdog odds. Gosman gets out of that. So we go to the top of the third, 1-0 right now. Again, providing different scenarios and strategy for you guys. This is kind of what you get with coaching when you work with me one-on-one. Right now, you could go ahead and arb out of these plays. Now, you could arb out of the Mariners' first half money line. We have to wait probably until the end of the third inning to go to the top of the fourth to maybe arb back out of that under 2.5 runs to get that over 2.5. So the total first half runs doesn't look ideal, but the Mariners' first half money line does. And this is just going to depend on your risk tolerance and what you're into. And if you find any of this insightful, guys, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We're trying to move to 10,000 subs. That's what it's all about here. Will Smith, over on his bases. Any Canby Sportsbook. So Sugar House, Bet Parks, Bet Rivers, Bally Bet. Out here I have Desert Diamond here in the desert. This is almost a low hold to Pinnacle. This looks decent. I don't have to have all these teed up, so we can just kind of get rid of some of these. And in this scenario, guys, there's just a bunch of books that are kind of all differently priced. FanDuel, though, moved from plus 130 to plus 120. So that's a nice movement, right, guys, within the last hour. Like we see FanDuel moving in a direction. That's nice, right? Pinnacle had a small movement. Bookmaker also moved as well. So everybody's moving except for the Canby Sportsbook. So I'd be more than happy to bet Will Smith on his over. Now, I'm not maybe going to go and bet $220 on this play, but I'm more than happy to try to bet, $150. Just going to log into Bally Bet over here. Now, Bally Bet's probably going to limit me so that I can't wager the 150, but we're going to give it the old college try. Also, if you want to play this on DraftKings, this is a good play to take on DraftKings as well. We might be able to hit this up on, now Onyx is at 129. So let's see. Will Smith over 1.5 player bases. And you can just go to batter props here, guys. Or we can go just the total bases. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. I don't know. Bally Bet's site's not the best. It's not the best. Can I just maybe refresh this, please? You're kind of making me look bad in front of all my friends, Bally Bet. And then we could just do a quick little control, and let's see, Smith. I guess we shouldn't do that. I don't know where I'm at now. Home runs. Oh, we want to go to total bases. My bad. And where's Will at? Bingo. Okay, so can I bet $150 on this, please? No, $94.20. So that's okay. I'm just going to back out of this, and I'm just going to bet $94, right? I'm not going to push this through for Trader Review. If you push this through to Trader Review, I'd be willing to bet almost everything in my bank account that the next day you're going to get limited to like nothing. So don't push it through to Trader Review. We get it for $94, and that's fine. I could go over to Bet Rivers and bet this. For those of you that know, you can go over to all three Canby sports books and get this. Looks like we're going to have a leadoff double for Kiner Falefa down the line, which is not ideal to start the third inning, but we'll see how it goes. All right, Will Smith, we get his overs. We got some bookmaker plays over here. Again, this Blake Perkins play, we got this at -124. It's okay. It's not great. The under 3.5. This is also something I love to bet. Almost an arb to Pinnacle. Not quite, but not bad. Let's look at this under 3.5. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is something we want to grab over at FanDuel right now, guys. I like this. First 5 inning total runs. Where are we at? Where's FanDuel at? So we can get this at +134. All right, so if you guys don't know where this is, we could use the one-click bet feature, or you can just scroll over here and go to first 5 innings. And then the total runs is at 4.5, so you got to go to alternate total runs and come down here to the under 3.5, right? Now, OddsJam is telling me a recommendation of $80. Because of this movement from Pinnacle, I'm going to go up a little bit more than this because I like that line movement. I think it's very impactful. So I'm going to go a 150 spot. There we go. And then we just throw this in the bet tracker. Again, it's more of a main market, guys. Not so much. It's an alternate market, you could say, but I like this. So we need Bryce Miller to get the strikeout for Jimenez. Again, guys, if Jimenez hits a 2-run home run, then our under 2.5's toast, right? And we're hoping that the Mariners can put some runs up on the board. So, again, in order for us to cash both bets, we really need this to be a 1-0 game or 2-0 game for the Mariners. That's what we're hoping for. So Jimenez has been batting really well, 357. Great average. And I'm just going to pay attention to this 1-2 pitch. What a catch by Naylor. And we get the double play. Oh, baby. It's good to be a Friday right now. Billy C's just got it going on. Wow, incredible luck. That ball was roped down the line. That could have easily been 2 bases and a run scored. Josh Naylor. I love you, Josh. You're my man. And then on one knee, he throws a strike to second base. Could have threw that thing in the outfield. Just unreal, dude. Unreal. Kings stay kings. All right, let's see what we got here. No doubt about that, Zero. No doubt about that. Got to give it the old college try, right? It definitely takes me back to the old days. So Springer's up with nobody on. Maybe Springer goes deep. We'll see what happens. These plays with Bookmaker, I'm a little nervous on. Just be careful here, guys. Kind of what we're looking at here. We did look at some college football plays earlier. It's not great. We didn't see any great, really, opportunities. Let's come over here. Looks like this is going to be, that's a foul ball. So we're going to come back over here and just look for some more DFS because we didn't get to show everything. So here's the top plays from the DGF AI slip generator. Tomorrow we're streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Looking at mostly college football, money line spreads and totals. And then Sunday, it's going to be NFL, and we're going to look for a lot of player props on NFL Sunday. This is 6-pick entry over here on Underdog. Again, even though it's 30% EV edge, guys, this is a 6-leg parlay. It's insanely crazy in terms of, like, we need a lot of things to happen in order to hit this. So I like to go just like 0.1%, maybe 1/4 of 1 unit at the very most. Just a little sprinkle. That's all. Well, I appreciate that, Steve. Really, really thank you, man. It means a lot. And glad to hear that you've been seeing a lot of value with it. This is the 3-pick entry from that 6-pick entry above if you want to go after it. Oh, got to ring him up. Let's go. Got to ring up Springer there, even if it was a little outside. Just come on. Help a guy out. So we got the 3-pick entry here. Okay. What else do we got here? 3 picks on PrizePicks. Again, guys, this is, peep this Steph Curry play and this Ayton play. This is for today. right? So this is the last day of the NBA preseason. I'm not an NBA preseason guy. If you watch a lot of Lakers or Warriors basketball and you know the usage for these players today, obviously, then, you have better insight than I do. Go ahead and make your picks on the over or the under. But for someone like me that hasn't really watched any preseason NBA basketball, I just wait until the season starts. And looks like that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. All right, we get out of the third. So we're heading to the bottom of the third now, and we can take a look at this. So if you're looking to arb out of this play, right, again, guys, with the sportsbook screen, you can pop over here, open a new tab up. And again, the sportsbook screen, guys, this is probably my favorite tool to use Sunday night and Mondays when college football and NFL lines open up. I love to go to the total points, and I just literally just kind of scroll. I'll go game by game and just look to see if there's any little differences, right? Especially when we're talking like point spreads, right? And everyone's at plus minus 3. Maybe this was like on a Tuesday. You can get like a minus 2.5 or a plus 3.5 on a certain book. Little things like this. This is a very efficient market. It's the NFL. It's hard to beat. But when the week first starts, this is the tool that I use on Sunday nights and Mondays, and I'm just kind of looking through the games, and I'm looking through the board, and I'm seeing, is there any value at all? So when we come back over here to Major League Baseball, and we come over here to this game, and I say, all right, we're just going to go to the totals market, first half total runs, and now we're back to 2.5, right? Now, we can't arb out of this and get the over 2.5 yet. We might be able to, like this is at plus 104. We could arb out of this on Caesars for probably a small loss because we bet it at minus 110. Right? I'm not interested in maybe taking a small loss, but if you're really, really nervous or like you just can't handle the stress of this game, then just arb out of this on Caesars and take like probably a $5 to $10 loss and just get out of it, right? But otherwise, if we can get through the bottom of the third inning without any runs scored, then we're going to find ourselves in a really good situation here, right? First half money line, same thing. Like we bet this at, what was it? Like minus 136. We can now get this at what? Plus 475 on MGM or 470 on DraftKings. That's an incredible arb. So just come down here, open up an arbitrage calculator and say, okay, we bet this at minus 136 for $250. I can get this at 470, right? I can bet $75 on this other side. I can lock in a guaranteed profit of $107 right now. Now, there is a chance that the score could be tied going to the fifth, and it's just a push, right? But with the Mariners coming to bat, that's why we can get such incredible odds right now on the Blue Jays. If the Mariners don't score a run here and we go to the top of the fourth, these odds are going to change drastically. They're not going to look as attractive. They're going to be like maybe like plus 200s. So you got to understand with baseball, because the Mariners are coming to bat and they have the lead, this is where if you wanted to arb out of this play, you could. But again, there is a chance this is a push. It could be a 1-1 game or a 2-2 game. We could be in trouble. So just things you want to think about. But if you're live betting and you're looking to arb out of these plays, you have to be locked in. You can't just go and do something else for like 30 minutes and come back. You have to be locked in. You have to know what's going on. And it can be a little bit of a strain when you're live betting. No doubt about that. No doubt about that, Anton. Bally is definitely terrible. So, guys, that's where I'm going to conclude the stream right now, right? We're going to, I got to run over. Got to get ready I got some dinner plans here in a bit. I'm just going to plus EV these bets. Just, if they win, they win. They lose, they lose. If he dies, he dies. But I will be back on tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, and looking to chop it up and make some money with you guys for college football. Have an awesome Friday night, guys. May all your bets win, and I'll talk to you guys mañana. Adios.